Okay, let's talk about the future. Because by 2026, the rules of content as we know them, they're going to be completely rewritten. Why? Well, the flood of AI-generated noise is changing everything. So today, we're going to break down a brand new framework to not just survive, but to actually thrive in this new world by becoming what's called a living room authority.
You know that feeling you get scrolling and just drowning in a sea of AI-generated noise? Yeah, you're not imagining it. This slide says it all loud and clear. We have reached the end of generic content. The whole era of good enough, it's officially over.
So what happened? Well, think about it. The average video, the average article, it's become a commodity. It's something AI can now replicate almost instantly. And in response, the algorithms that decide what you and I see, they've pivoted. They're not rewarding volume anymore. Nope, they're on the hunt for something much, much more valuable.
And that something has a name: information gain. Now, the key phrase here is human-verified insight. This is the new gold. It's what the algorithms are desperate for, that unique perspective, that real-world experience, that little spark of humanity that a bot just can't fake. This has become the new currency of content.
Okay, so the big question is, how do you consistently deliver that information gain? Well, you do it by becoming a living room authority. You see, with connected TV consumption just skyrocketing, the real battlefield for attention has moved from the phone in our hand to that big 65-inch screen on the wall. So let's define this thing, right? What is a living room authority? It's someone who creates content that looks premium, cinematic enough for that big screen, but, and this is the important part, it stays authentic and delivers actionable, real-world value. It's all about building deep trust on the biggest, most important screen in the house.
Building this kind of authority, it starts with defense. In a world totally saturated with AI, your single strongest protection is what we'll call your micro-niche moat. Specialization, it's not just a strategy anymore. It's a flat-out survival mechanism.
This quote, man, it just captures the new reality perfectly. If you're creating for everyone, you're creating for no one. Trying to please the masses doesn't just make you invisible to the algorithm, it makes you invisible to that one person who desperately needs your very specific help.
So how do you actually build this moat? Well, the concept is simple, but it's not easy. You have to focus, and I mean intensely, on one type of person and solve one of their biggest, most specific problems. This laser focus is what defends you against generic AI, and it helps the algorithm find a super precise viewer profile, making sure your content finds exactly the right people.
All right, once you've got your moat dug, the next step is to structure your kingdom. See, it's not just about what you create, it's about how you organize it. You need to build what's called a binge-ready library.
The old way was the endless social feed, right? It's chronological, it's totally disorganized, and it's always demanding your constant attention. The new way is a searchable knowledge hub. It's structured, it gives you immediate answers, and most importantly, it actually values the user's time. The key here is something called the payoff principle. It's all about giving the viewer their answer as fast as humanly possible. You do this by organizing videos into thematic playlists, using timestamps so people can jump to the exact moment they need, and optimizing everything for search. You deliver that solution before their attention has any chance to wander off.
But here's the thing. A library of answers is totally useless if people don't trust the source. And that brings us to the most human pillar of all: proof, not polish. This is where you truly separate yourself from the machines. While everyone else is using AI to create this perfect, polished facade, this strategy is all about showing the real work. It's about providing evidence, showing the messy, behind-the-scenes stuff, and actually demonstrating results instead of just talking about them.
And this leads to a really powerful concept called authenticity arbitrage. It's the measurable advantage you get when your raw, unscripted, human moments build more trust than some competitor's slick, polished ad. In a world obsessed with digital perfection, that raw humanity lowers our guard and creates an instant connection. Your humanity becomes your ultimate competitive edge.
And look, this isn't just some feel-good idea, it's backed by real data. Channels that lean into this authenticity arbitrage are seeing engagement rates a full 40% higher than the industry average. That's a massive lift, and it's powered entirely by being real.
So, you've built your moat, you've organized your library, and you've established proof. But how do you keep it all growing?
Well, you create a self-sustaining engine, the community flywheel. This is where you turn your passive viewers into active collaborators.
This flywheel is powered by something called the community intent loop. It's actually a pretty simple idea. Instead of guessing what your audience needs, you just ask them. You let them guide your content roadmap. That way, you're ensuring that every single video you make is a direct solution to a problem they've literally told you they have.
And you can put this into action right away. Use tools like Community Tab polls to let your viewers vote on upcoming topics. This completely removes the guesswork. You build exactly what they ask for, which in turn fosters this deeply engaged, intentional community where people feel heard. They stop being just viewers. They become co-creators.
So, as we wrap all this up, we're left with one final, really crucial question. As artificial intelligence gets better and better at replicating the average, the polished, and the generic, is the only ground left to defend the one thing it can never truly replicate: your own unique, authentic, human perspective.